there's a reason men don't approach women anymore. And it's not fear. It's not shyness. It's not because men have lost attraction. It's because silence has become survival. Think about that for a second. One wrong word, a compliment, a hello, even a glance, can now be twisted into something ugly. A man goes from confident to creepy, from protector to predator, in seconds. That's why you see it. Men walking past beautiful women every single day, saying nothing. They're not blind. They're not weak. They're calculating. Because in today's world, the cost of speaking outweighs the reward of connecting. Everywhere he looks, on social media, in headlines, in courtrooms, he sees men punished not for being bad, but for being men. Masculinity has been branded toxic. Leadership is called control. Even chivalry is mocked as manipulation. So men adapt, and adaptation looks like silence. But don't confuse that silence for cowardice. Silence is wisdom. Silence is power. Silence is protection. And here's the uncomfortable part most people don't want to admit. Men aren't withdrawing because they don't care about women. They're withdrawing because they finally care about themselves. Peace is more valuable than presence. And once a man learns that truth, everything changes. Now, let's step into the battlefield where men learn this lesson the hard way. The place where peace gets ripped away, and where silence starts to look like freedom. Before we continue, if this is already opening your eyes, do me a favor, hit that like button. It helps us reach more men who need this truth. The price of peace. Picture this: a man spends 20 years building a life. He works through sleepless nights. He sacrifices vacations. He provides stability. He thinks he's safe. Then, one signature in a courtroom wipes it all out. Divorce doesn't just end a relationship. It erases a man's life as he knows it. One day he's grilling in the backyard. Kids laughing, wife smiling, retirement plan on track. The next, he's in a one-bedroom apartment staring at photos taped to the wall because the house is gone. His retirement cut in half. His children reduced to visitation rights. And the cruelest part, he's still paying for a life he no longer lives. Now pause. Let that sink in. Would you run back into a system like that after watching your friends, your father, your brothers lose everything? This isn't bitterness. This is survival. Men have realized that the modern system is rigged like a casino. And in this casino, the house always wins. And the house is not on his side. So men are asking themselves, why gamble away my freedom, my peace, my future? For what? For drama dressed as love? And once a man has tasted freedom, his own space, his own time, his own peace, he doesn't rush to give it up, because he knows one wrong decision can turn his castle into a prison. But here's the truth most don't see. Destruction doesn't always come from the courtroom. Sometimes it starts much earlier, inside the relationship itself. That's where the performance trap begins. The performance trap. This is the wound men don't talk about. Too many have learned the hard way that what looked like love was really just a performance. At first, it feels real. She laughs at his jokes. She cooks. She cares. She makes him feel like the king of his home. But once the commitment is locked in, something shifts. The warmth fades. The meals stop. The laughter turns to criticism. Cooperation becomes competition. It's the bait and switch. During dating, it's a show. During marriage, it's the reveal. And nothing cuts deeper than realizing you were loving an act, not a person. That you poured loyalty, sacrifice, and time into a role that disappeared once the contract was signed. That's why more and more men are choosing solitude over false intimacy. Because they've discovered a brutal truth. A quiet house is better than a noisy battlefield. Peace is oxygen, and without it, a man suffocates. But don't miss this. Men aren't just avoiding pain. They're evolving. They've stopped begging for validation. They've realized they are the validation. Which brings us to the transformation society doesn't want to talk about. The rise of discernment. The rise of discernment. For decades, men were told, chase harder, prove yourself, settle for less. But today's man, he's rewriting the rules. When he was young, he was invisible, broke, insecure, still figuring himself out. But now, in his 30s, 40s, 50s, that same man has built wealth, confidence, wisdom, and presence. He no longer chases attention. He is the attention. And because of that, he doesn't settle. He's not impressed by beauty without loyalty. He's not moved by luxury without love. He's not swayed by drama disguised as desire. He knows now. Beauty fades. Chaos drains. But peace and purpose last. That's why men don't approach women the way they used to. Not because they're weak, not because they don't want love, but because they've realized their time, their energy, and their legacy are too valuable to waste. But here's the tension that keeps men awake at night. Intimacy is still a human need. Connection still matters. So what do? Do you stay single to protect your peace? Or do you risk it all, hoping to find someone who multiplies it instead of destroying it? That, brother, is the modern man's dilemma. So let's end with the truth. Men aren't single because they can't get women. They're single because they've chosen wisdom over chaos, peace over problems, legacy over loss. And to the men watching this, don't let loneliness trick you into destruction. Protect your peace until you find someone worthy of it. And to the women watching, maybe men don't approach you not because they're scared, but because they've realized their value. So I'll leave you with one final question, one that will burn in your mind long after this video ends. Are you peace or are you chaos? And let me end with this. I'm not here to attack women, and I'm not here to spread bitterness. I'm here to speak the truth that most men are too afraid to say out loud. This isn't hate, it's protection. It's about wisdom, about peace, and about men finally valuing themselves enough to walk away from what destroys them. So take this however you will. But remember, the goal isn't division. The goal is growth. The goal is freedom. The goal is peace.